months, but that's okay. Smiley
Don't
face.
even worry about it, Boxby. Thank you. Oh my god, chat, y'all, look at how long my bangs are. Wait. Hello? Hello? Why do I look like... Oh my god. Wait, sorry, I'm just like laughing at myself. It's to my nose. Chat. What have I done? Me when the nose? Oh, it's tickling my nose. I'm gonna sneeze. I don't like that. Oh my god, wait. Let me, your hat? Yeah, I have one of the hats that everyone else seems to have. I made it myself because I was jealous that, everyone else had one and I didn't. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, today we're gonna be playing on the, RatsSMP. I'm very excited. Oh, thank you so much, Sophie. I crocheted it myself, so I'm very proud of it. Today we're gonna be playing on the RatsSMP, which is like, you know, if you didn't see last stream, I 100% recommend watching the VOD at some point because it was so freaking fun. But today we're gonna be building our little mouse hole on the SMP. If you guys don't know this SMP yet, it's basically we're really tiny guys. We're like a quarter of a block tall, and we're living in this house that is populated by humans. So, yeah, it's gonna be quite the adventure. So let me get into the game real quick. There's one issue that I'm really concerned about, and you'll see when I load into the game, chat. My biggest issue is that right now. Here, we'll wait for it to load. Wait, come on, OBS. You got this, OBS. I believe in you, OBS. OBS, okay. Right now in the game, you might see something. And that's that I have half a heart. Now, I don't really know how I managed to do this. If I'm being honest. Also, wait, condense and combine. There we go. Luckily I finally asked them to change the amount that the bit bags can hold, thank God. Yeah, so I'm a little bit of a hungry guy, and I have like no food. And I don't really want to eat my mushrooms, but you know, at least my house is cute, am I right? My little... Oh my god. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate you. Remember, chat, hydrate. Hydrate with your Propel that gives you electrolytes. Be careful. Yeah, no shit, chat. I love you, but no, actually, I think I'm just gonna go climbing on everything. Wait, I can't open this bottle. There we go. I got it. Wow, that bag is so cool. Yeah, well, it's my bag, and I'm cool, so. I don't know if I'm allowed to use chat, but I'm going to. I'm gonna see if I can find someone to. Oh wait, there's people over here. Wait. Hello?
Sniff.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. I'm
Hello.
on half a heart.
Oh my gosh, okay, you have to stay here. I heard that they restocked the kitchen, and I have full health right now because I got murdered yesterday.
Yeah?
So I have full health right now, so I was thinking I'll go down to the kitchen and I'll try to retrieve some food for us.
Okay, I don't want to make you scared or anything, but I'm also slowly starving to death at this point.
Okay,
So
how much time
I'm at
how much time do you have?
I'm at half food bar.
Holy shoot. Okay, give me 1 moment. I have so many bits in my pocket. Give me 1 moment.
Do you have a bag?
I do not have a bag. I am bagless.
Oh, you do need a bag. Yo, thank you so much.
How do I make a bag?
It's one bit in the middle and then wood all around it. Wait, Martin.
Hello.
Be able to make
Do you have any food?
I have a single steak, which you're welcome to.
Oh my god.
Anywhere else? There should be some food in the kitchen, though.
It's not enough to heal me. Shit. Martin,
Wait, what happened?
I'm on half a heart right now.
That's okay. If you fall, you're fine. You can't. Us rats are sturdy folk.
We are not that sturdy, Sniff. Trust me.
You don't
Trust me,
understand.
we are not that sturdy.
Look, Martin, maybe it's because you're not one of the bigger rats like I am, but I go.
Whoa, hold on
like-
a minute. What's with this? Don't be
Wait,
short
you guys
rat
look the
shaming
same
me.
height. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Literally-
let's
no,
go back to
no,
that.
okay,
We're
wait,
the
wait, wait.
same height.
Yeah, that's just your hair.
I'm
Your hair
the
makes you
short
taller.
one.
What? No, I'm
You
literally
can't talk
taller.
down to me when we're level. No. Not a clue. Not a clue.
Look, I'm just
Come
a
over here
thick.
asking for my food and then calling me small. And then
No,
just don't
no,
understand
I'm
your
just
approach
saying
here.
I'm a thick rat. Okay, like
You haven't seen a thick rat until you see Beckymon. Yeah. Just wait.
Chat. Thank you for the bits and the
Becky's so
subs.
sick. They can't wear a shirt.
Oh,
True.
Shirtless. Have you
Beckymon.
seen
I've heard
those
people calling them.
muscles rippling?
okay.
Are there
Well,
muscles there? I don't think they're
I
muscles.
need to
think
find.
that's just like their pelt.
This is a great conversation. I still need food though.
Oh yes, Martin, is there food in the kitchen, the human kitchen?
Apparently, so earlier on today, we it's a bit of a love story almost.
What?
I think
Love?
the maid and the I know, yeah, the maid and the who was it? The maid and the cook are friends, and basically we managed to retrieve some music discs and leave a note asking if the pantry and the kitchen could be restocked more often and left open. So
Wait, who
hopefully
wrote it?
those efforts.
Wait.
it was Eloise wrote
You
it and I
told
could read
them?
it.
Wait. You told them
you
that
just
we're
asked
here?
Humans?
No.
What?
This was basically like we were saying that the maid wanted to get a midnight snack, so she did a favor for the cook, and it's kind of like a patting each other's back kind of thing.
Wait. So you wrote it from the
they don't know we're
perspective of
here.
the maid.
Impersonating the
Yeah.
maid?
Hey.
It was
Did you
proper
commit
forgery.
impersonation?
No, we didn't.
That
I would never
sounds-
do that.
Oh my God, Becky, do you have food? Do you have food?
Are you okay?
No,
Karen,
don't punch me.
can I have
Do not
some?
punch me. I will perish in front of you.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I can
Is it
feel
more
my
food in
heart's
the
coming
kitchen,
back.
Or is it all taken already?
It's all taken now.
Some for me, please.
Oh my God. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the
There
food.
you go.
Food,
Oh, man.
food.
Bless your
So
soul.
did I know work
Oh
then?
my
Was
God.
Was the chef happy with it?
I think so.
It's not open yet.
The pantry's not open, but I don't know
Yeah,
if
the
they
pantry's not open.
Oh.
maybe wanted to make some more food anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, Sniff.
Guys,
We really
Sniff
gotta
is
see.
starving to death.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah, I
shit.
literally was just a bit there. Well,
What?
thank you.
Thank you for the steak.
How are you, Law Rat?
Me, I'm doing better than I was doing
I'm gonna go work
yesterday
on my
for
house
no
now,
reason in
thanks.
particular.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm really glad.
Oh my God. I almost starved to death. I have been fed. Thank you for the bits, Winty. Okay, this is my this is my little house right here, and it's time to make it better. So first things first, I gotta get all of this back into my bit bag. Now that I can actually like put this in the bag. You know, chat, I've been doing some thinking, and I don't like look, fleas. You guys are lovely companions. Don't get me wrong. However, I kind of want a roommate. I get lonely. I mean, you know me. I'm like me, Rat Sniff. I came from a big family, and I get kind of lonely. I'm thinking just maybe I should put out like an advertisement or something. But I don't know. Yo, thank you so much for the 10 bits. Not that baby crying in the music. Wait. Sorry. I mean, I think there was an anvil over here. Could I just name the paper?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, shoot. I need levels. Oh, yeah, they ran away.
Hello.
Okay. Hello? Do you happen to have any levels?
Like experience levels?
Yeah.
I have one.
Thank you.
Wait.
That's.
What are you trying to do?
I was gonna name something, but I realized that. Yeah.
Well, for the right price, maybe, but.
No, it's okay. I get it. The levels are precious. Okay. Let's see. Wait. Crow. Crow, come
Yeah.
here.
What is that?
It's some toilet paper.
What am I gonna do with this?
I don't know. You're welcome.
Oh wait, as a gift?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's
I
for
thought it
your
was
house.
the level, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this.
No, it's just I don't want it.
Aw, thank you.
Yeah, no.
Do you want some wool or something?
Oh, yeah, actually I do. What kind of wool do you have?
I have pink, cyan,
Oh.
light blue, and brown. But only like one of each.
I'll take the pink.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh my god. I love the crib.
Crib. It's a good crib.
Yeah. I need to work on it more. I'm so glad that the bit bags can hold more. Okay, it's time to.
Yeah, you
Also,
have fun.
if you hear me talking at all, so the others are kind of weirded out about this, but I talk to my fleas a lot, so like, sorry about that.
I think. I mean, isn't that normal?
For the most part, I think so.
Talk to my fleas. Uh-oh.
Wait, huh? Sorry.
Maybe I'm insane.
Oh, we got a little lag there. Sorry.
Oopsies. Okay.
Wait, what the? How do I?
I'm gonna go put my toilet roll in my house.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. Flea gang. Let's see. We're in a new draw region. So, what do you guys think I should do for like a sort of house? Because I was thinking that I would just continuously build into the wall here. That's not what I meant to do. I wish there was a way I could do like connected plane in this. I think there's supposed to be. Wait, connected plane. Plane. See, that's a plane. That's not a connected plane. You know? And then we'll just do Control Z, I guess. Well, okay, maybe I could do. Can I just like break this entire block? Build a mini bed? Oh, that would be so cute. I should do that. Oh, that is definitely not a whole block. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm so good at this. Okay, we'll do draw region and then get rid of that. Okay, I feel like this is a good like entry room. I don't know. What do you guys think? Make like a loft? Ooh, I really like that idea. Like, I really like that idea. Whoever said that, mwah. Thank you. I'm gonna build the stairs kind of large then. I'm thinking like, here, I'm gonna get these two. Oh, I just accidentally pressed F1. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this block real quick and this block. And I think I'm gonna like build it to around this way. I do kind of like really tall ceilings. Like, I know that I'm small in this game and that I can like technically, you know, I'm fine to be with really small ceilings, but big ceilings just feel so grand, you know? It makes me feel safe in a weird way. In a very weird way. Okay, so maybe I'll do... Here, let me see if I can replace this. I'm just not used to this, like, this version of Chisel and Bits by, like, at all. Really? I thought we were on plane. Ugh. Control Z. Huh? Like sometimes it just does that. It just breaks like 3 at once and I'm like, hello? Okay, and then... Hi Sniff, I've never managed to catch a stream. I'm shameful. That's so sad. Imagine. No, but also thank you. I'm glad you're here. Fourth wall breaking for real? No.
God,
Sniffer
this is-
rat, sniffer
What-
rat,
what-
sniffer
what-
rat, sniffer
Hello?
rat, sniffer rat, sniffer rat,
Sniffer
sniffer
rat,
rat,
sniffer
sniffer
rat.
rat.
Sniffer rat. Ooh.
You guys know that normally people like knock, right?
Is there a door?
Here, wait. Let me try again. Here, guys.
I
let's
love
step
your
back out.
windows.
Let's step back out and
Thank
do a proper
you.
knock.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Appo.
Okay.
Here. Okay. Here, I'll knock.
Bop, 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 bop.
Okay,
Hello.
come in.
Dum bum.
What's up?
Oh, so you
I
got
don't know.
you got windows. This is so cool. What the heck?
This is high class living for just. Are you sure you're like a wild rat? This is like.
A shooting
Are you
star.
assuming?
Make a wish.
I'm sorry. Are you assuming that the wild rats didn't have high class living? Like, look, I lived in the
Well-
woods, but I had standards.
I don't know. I thought you lived in like a log or
This
something.
is so fancy.
Your tree, maybe.
Yeah.
It was a nice
This is
tree.
like a building.
Oh, hi, Kuro. Kuro, you're supposed to knock before
You have to
enter.
knock. You gotta go out and
You have to
knock.
knock. You have
Yeah.
to knock.
Okay, come in. Oh my God! Just come in. It's okay.
Oh my
Everyone,
God, this is fine. Just come in.
It seems like everyone's in my house at this point. So like,
Well, we wanted to say
Oh,
hello.
it's a nice
and
house.
I heard
I
a
want
bunch
to
of
see
rats,
everyone's
so
little
I
cute
just thought I'd
spaces.
I mean,
It's
to
just-
be
it's
fair,
just-
when you
it's
build
just-
such a grand home.
it's
everybody
just
does
not
that
done
before.
yet. I just
Oh.
Well, we can come back when it's done.
yeah.
We can bring you housewarming gifts.
Well-
Yeah.
I have a housewarming gift for you.
Oh, what is this?
Ooh,
Is that a
don't
key?
that.
It's like a little key.
looks like a key.
It could be a little key.
Whoa.
Oh, it can be like a I don't
It's
know,
a
maybe you
thing.
can, like-
That's for sure.
It's a
That's
thing.
There you go.
Put things on it, maybe. Haha.
Happy housewarming.
Thank you.
Happy housewarming.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I just live here now.
What? Oh my God, that was so scary. Ooh. So, you know, interactions like that really just make me question, do I want a roommate? Am I ready for that yet? Am I ready for that yet? I ask myself, absolutely terrified out of my mind, just at the fact that somebody came to visit me. Whew. Thank you so much for the bits, the rat bits. Minnie Mouse spice rack. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, back to building. Cube. What's a small cube look like? Ooh. I don't know if that's... You can't undo this. What do you mean I can't undo this? What great god doesn't allow me to undo that? I'm just trying to think about how I want to make the staircase, you know? Because I'm thinking like I can make like a book staircase. Like I'm thinking like there's books in the staircase, you know? Like a staircase. Here, let's just you know, I'll just make it. I'll just say yeah, and we'll make it and it'll be great. And we'll start right here. Maybe this is a bit too big. Who knows? You can't undo this. What do you mean I can't undo this? It's bullshit. I mean, a more appropriate language. Well, should I make it too wide? Like, okay. I guess that's a good question. I should ask. Well, yeah, over here I did two. So let me do that here as well. Look at, I think those are cute stairs. Yeah. Mini books for mini rapping. Yeah, and I'm like a tiny little guy. So I just feel like some tiny little books. I don't even know how to read. That's the ironic part. My character literally doesn't know how to read. And I'm over here talking about books. Like, hello? Ooh. That is good. Big stairs. I do still want a roommate though. The question is who? And then it should go to here, and that should be the full staircase. And then I'm gonna, I think I have to make it just a bit smaller. So like, we're gonna do plain. Oh my god, why did that break so many? You can't undo this. Okay, I guess it's just a really small staircase. It just keeps breaking 2 at a time. Okay, and then we'll take... That's not what I meant to do. Connected plane. At least I can build it back slightly. I think this is like a good width. And then I'm gonna... What the frick? Okay. I think I'm just gonna stick to draw region, because this is like really difficult. Do you want to make it too high, or you will not be able to make it a loft unless you are digging up as well? Yeah, no, I'm gonna dig up. I think the plan is to dig up and have like a really tall ceiling. And then I'm just gonna replace... Should I make it have like a little lip, do you think? Like, should I do like... Is that like too extra to do this? Oh no. You cannot undo this, bro. Like that? Do you think I should do like that? I kind of like the little the lip is cute. Okay. Then I'll keep the lip. This is so small. It's so hard to build, but it's so fun. Okay. Oh, it's so cute! Sorry, I don't mean to yell. Alright, let me dig up a little bit, just like they suggested that I do. Because, you know. Also, I gotta keep making sure I compound my bits. Unless you think I should do the loft. No, I think this is good. I want to add like support beams and stuff like that. Like a full architect. I am an architect, chat. I am a little architect rat. This is so good. Wait, looks good. I love tiny things. They're so cute. I know. I am gonna do an understair bookcase, but I don't know what I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna put books on it because I can't read, chat. Like. Okay, and then I'm gonna make the platform. If I do our, let's do plain. Should we do like 2 thick maybe? Or 4? I think 4 thick is a good thick. That's a sentence I did not expect myself to say, but that's fine. Okay, and then now this is the opportunity for me to dig up. And then I need to cover this up because I don't need the humans to know that I'm here. There we go. Ah, this is so cute. I will not get over how cute this is. your roommate can live under the stairs like Harry Potter. No! Oh my god, that's so mean. I would make, look, chat. I would make my roommate a proper room, you know? I'm just saying. I'm not that mean. I'm not that type of roommate. Oh! Yeah, I'm not getting that. Sorry. Sorry, little block. Okay, I think this... Oh, wait. I'm missing a block. I'm missing a layer. I messed it up. How did I mess that up so badly? Can I control the... I can't undo that. Why would it let me undo certain things? I'm gonna cry. Okay, so I can put things there. There we go. And then I think the plan is to... This is gonna get rid of the light temporarily, but... What is that? Oh, it's got like... It's like an amalgamation of different... Okay, wait. Draw region. That's not the connected plane. We'll do plane. Can I not reach that anymore? I can't reach it, I'm so short! Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Wait. Do I have to change- why do I have to change it to plane every time? Maybe Olive can be roommates? Hey Sniff, are you okay with Neos? Yes. Dude, actually, I was kinda... I don't know. I know Olive's like a little silly city rat. You know, and maybe we have like clashing personalities, you know, rat-wise, but I think that would be really cute. Maybe I should go ask them. I feel like I should, I need to make my house just a little bit more. I just need to get things established. Because I feel like it'd be so weird to be like, oh, come live in my house. And then there's like, you come here and there's like not even a space for them, you know? I don't even know all of that well technically in this.
Little
I think-
tiny house pog.
Yes, little tiny house. I'm just a little rat guy in my little house. Okay, the stairs are complete at least. That's good. Having stairs is a nice thing, if you ask me. Okay. Ooh. I don't know why I made that noise. I think it was just general excitement in my brain. Okay, and then I'm gonna make like a little post right here, just because I do want there to be like... I don't know, should I make like the walls a different color? I feel like I should. I feel like that'd look really cute. Like I kind of want to just eat up this green wool and then like what I'm thinking is like, Here, if I do draw region, next, replace. Oh. I didn't mean to do that. Let's try replace. And then I don't know if I'm doing this right. Ooh, a green wall. You know what I mean? Like, maybe shovel when she gets on. Yeah. Okay. Draw region. We'll just do it. We'll just do it manually. So we'll do like a little trim, right? Right? And then we'll do
Sniff.
Hello?
Hello. I'm knocking on your door.
Oh, you can come in.
Hello, Sniff. Do you happen to have 8 pieces of wool?
If
If not,
I have a bunch of string. I have a bunch of string. Wait. Over here.
Or do you have anything that I can more easily collect string with? Because there's a place back at the house that I know is full of cobwebs. I can get some more string for you.
Wait. No. I got this. Okay, wait.
Okay.
I'm the goat, okay?
Okay, you're the goat. But you're also a rat. Thank you so much for the bit.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it, Sniff.
Have you like figured out like a place to live yet, or what's the?
Oh, well, I have a work office with Akko back in Central Attic. It's a courthouse.
Central Attic?
Yeah, Central Attic. You know, you're in Corner Attic, but I'm over in Central Attic. You know, prime real estate over there with all the foot traffic and everything.
Yeah.
Right? It's a bit of a courthouse. It's not really like a home yet. We don't have any beds or anything. It's more so for like books and law.
Okay, cool. Well, you know,
Poetry
like
writing.
I guess I was thinking about maybe like a post or something about that, but I mean, there's not really a place to post it. You know, I just I grew up in a really big family, and you know, I'm not really used to being by myself, so I was kind of hoping that I could get a roommate.
Oh, do you need a roommate?
Yeah,
I've
if
never
you're,
had a roommate before.
Cool.
Can I be your roommate?
I mean, yes, totally.
I've never lived with anyone before. I've never had a roommate. I've never done that.
I've lived with lots of people.
I live by myself.
Well, I mean, and if you just come right in here, like I'm making.
Oh my gosh, I was already admiring.
I'm
What in
making
the
like
world?
plenty of space. I really like to build. It's like so fun for me.
Wait, you put down these stairs so fast. I don't think this was here last time.
No, it wasn't. I put them down just now.
Wait, you build so quickly. It took me and Akko like 5 hours to build our stairs. What the heck? Holy shoot. Sniff, you can build. Is that your specialty?
Yeah, I also like to brew stuff. I like to make things. I like to brew things. I like to.
So you're like a maker.
Yeah.
You make things. That's
Well,
so
okay.
cool.
I was also wondering if by chance, would you teach me how to read?
Sniff.
You seem like the
I
sort.
would love nothing more than to teach you how. You know what? Scott, I also am going to teach Scott how to read. Have you met Scott?
Yeah, I have.
The farmer rat. The farmer boy.
Okay, well, it's good to do that. It's not just me, because.
Don't worry, it's not just you. There's a lot of illiterate rats out there, but that's okay. Listen, we can have school sessions at the courthouse. It can become like a makeshift schoolhouse. I'll teach you and Scott how to read.
Thank you, because everyone keeps talking about books and stuff like that, and I'm like, I just think that'd be really cool.
This is a book.
Yeah, I've seen those
You
before.
know how to spell book. Look, take this and look at the cover. It is gonna have. Oh, no, take that.
Well,
On it.
so
alright?
I think this is a D. This is an
No.
O.
No, wait, no. First one. Go back. The first one. That's a B.
Oh, they sound so similar.
Right, they are. You know what? And I thought maybe you had a bit of a word issue because when I asked you about the bit bag, you said ate wood and not ate wool.
Oh, yeah. I don't really know. I guess I got some more like backward English or something like that.
Oh no, that's lots of rats have backward English, and that's okay. So that first one, that's a B.
Okay.
And
So
then,
B, O, O.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what that one's called. I just know what sound it makes.
That one's a K. Like Beck, our friend Beck. The K at the end of Beck and the K at the end of book.
I see. So I just need to figure out. I guess I should learn the alphabet first, then, if that makes any sense.
I need to get some ink so I can actually write in the book, and I can write you a whole manual. Now,
Okay.
What letter's at the end of ink?
That's a K.
Yes! Let's go! That's a K! That's a K! Do you know how to
I know
spell your
things.
name? That's the most important thing, to know how to spell. That way, if someone asks you to sign something, and not your spit.
I think
That's what
it's
I've been having rats do. It's very unsanitary.
okay. Wait, here we go.
Okay,
S.
you got this. Yes!
That's it. That's all I know.
You know what? You got the first letter, and sometimes that's the most important, okay? We can just stick with S for now. And
Okay.
then, you know what? Because the others get a little bit more complicated, especially because the next one kind of looks like a bunch of other letters as well. I know you got that backwards English. That's okay. I will get some ink. I'll find a way to write in the book, and we will teach you the alphabet. And
Here, you
I
can
will teach you
take
how to
your
read.
book back for now, since I don't have much use for it yet.
Trying to... There we go. There we go. Don't worry. We're going to teach you how to read. It'll be fantastic. I will go on a mission to find some ink.
Okay, okay. I will keep
And
building
then-
house, and you can move in
Oh my
whenever
gosh.
you're ready.
I would love to. Yes, and then we can have sleepovers.
I think
and I
that-
can teach you how to read.
I think it's not called a sleepover when you just live together, but yeah.
It's always going to be a sleepover. Oh, this is so fantastic. I've never had a sleepover before. I'm so excited. Oh, this is great.
Cool. I will
Okay.
make I believe it's a shelf for books.
Oh, yes, a bookshelf, a bookshelf.
Okay. Yes.
All right, you make that. I'll go get some materials. We can teach you how to read and all that, and then this will be perfect. And then yes.
Cool.
Good plan. I'm gonna go look for some ink. I'll make this work, and then we will teach you your name.
Oh,
And then I'll teach you my name. Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm knocking, but reversed.
Okay.
And now I am leaving.
I'm knocking but reversed. Ooh, that's so cool. I'm gonna learn rat languages. Let's go. I'm so excited now. I'm gonna learn so many rat languages, chat. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so happy because I'm gonna. Okay, wait. Do you need to do draw region here? And then we'll do the this. So I'm just gonna completely destroy that with bits. And then we're gonna fill this in. Oh, that's not the right thing. Draw region. See, like that? Does that look like a cute wall texture? Yay! Just if that's, oh gosh. But do I want Olive to know that I commit many crimes? Because, you know, look, I might be a bit of a klepto, but does Olive need to know that? I mean, Olive seems to be a pretty lawful person. Maybe that's something I don't need to break to my roommate on day one. Just an idea. Though, Olive might not want to live with a klepto. Oh. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I should keep telling myself that it's fine, right? I can barely reach up here. You think I'd be able to reach farther for someone who's such a tall rat? Ooh. I love the green so much. Look at it. It's so good. It's so good. And then I'm thinking actually for like right here, I'm gonna do like this. And then this will be like a little trim. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, that's so good. And then we can do more trim like right here maybe. This is fancy. This is like what the fancy people like, right? And then I could add a window right here too, because you know, I mean, it is outside. There is an outside right here. So wait, let's see. I could do like maybe like this big. Is that even? That looks pretty even to me. And then I'll do I'll make it a little bit arched. Just like this one over here. Okay. That's so rad of you. Thank you. This is so mesmerizing to watch. I have worked with chisel and bits for a long time in my life, and every single time that is a very common response because it's such an interesting way to build. Look at my little windowsill. Sorry, I just got so excited. Okay, and then I'm gonna fill this right here. Ooh, I can make like a little flower box. Wouldn't that be so cute? Okay, and then I'll just like fill all this in. Flowers. I could make a little flower box. I just think that'd be so cute. That looks so awkward. Oopsies. I could move it in slightly, but that would just make it worse. You know what? We'll go with it. And then I'll come out here and I'll make it the little lip. Oh, it really does look so good, chat. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm gonna start filling in this. That's too much. That's okay though. We make mistakes in this house and it happens and we Okay. What did I just say, chat, about making mistakes? It was something about making mistakes and it being okay that we make mistakes sometimes because we make mistakes. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's really fine. We're okay. And then okay. Chat, we're not gonna get mad at ourselves for making a mistake. That's something we don't do here. So we stay calm and we go, oopsies, and then we move on. It's because I don't have enough green bits, apparently. So I need more green. Do I have more in my bag? What do you mean? I've got so many green bits. Oh, this is on replace right now. So don't use those bits. Note to self. And then we're gonna do draw region. I see what happened. So it looks like it glitched. Whew, happy accidents indeed. Yep. That's what we just gotta keep telling ourselves. I say as I proceed to make another error. Okay, and then here I'm just gonna make the... Wait, I think on the outside I had it different too. Like I think on the outside it was like... I'm gonna make it too thick this time. Like I want the door to be very prominent. Well, actually then it looks awkward because it's like... Okay, so maybe not too thick. And then we go over here. Okay. There we go. That's a door frame, I think. I'm gonna make it look like the door is like open right here. Snifferish is focused right now. Yeah, a thick door, the internet has ruined me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Also, hi Raiders. I'm sorry if I get distracted. I get so into it, you know? I get so into this game. I'm just a little rat. Okay, and then I'm gonna make this too. I go to the outside. Oh, the outside looks very nice. And the inside looks very nice too. It looks like a very cute rat house. I think, Yeah, that's a door frame if I've ever seen one. You're a rat, I'm a cockroach. That's fair. You guys are like little bugs. That's fine. I think bugs are cool. Ooh, too much. Okay, I think that this is a dub, if you ask me. And then I need to replace the floor over here. So I'll do that. Just replanking things, you know how it is. Maybe right here there could be a door that leads to like another room, maybe Olive's. I think that would be very cute. So there's like an upstairs, and there's this room. Okay. I'm getting too excited now. I gotta keep going. I'm just gonna keep digging into this. It's the only thing my little rat body knows how to do. Is build the tiniest of homes. Oh, it's so cute. I do like this green a lot. I also want to incorporate some plants somewhere, because plants are kind of just my whole thing. I love plants. I think Olive likes plants too. Okay, this is freaking adorable. Can I just say that right now? Yeah. How about a downstairs? Downstairs would be cool. Okay. Making a RatsSMP an old Nintendo classic? Wait. I started making a RatsSMP game in old Nintendo style for a class final. Am I allowed to? That's cool! Yes, of course! Did I mess this up? Oh, sort of. Oopsies. Can I control Z that? Yes. I think I just placed another block instead. Yo, thank you so much for the 12 months.
Rat art, hee hee.
Yay, rat art. Sorry, I gotta be quieter. I have neighbors. Absolutely no one. Me screaming about my rat art, my neighbors. What the frick are they doing in there? Like, nah, my neighbors are cool people. I'm sure that they understand the thing that is just rat art. The need that is rat art. Oh, did I mess that up? I did. Ever so slightly. There we go. See, now this feels very, like, very cool. I'll probably, like, add more here. But now we can make, like, a very tall ceiling here, which I think is going to be really, I guess, elegant looking is the word I'm going for. I'm just going for, like, an elegant look all around. Okay, let's see if I can get rid of this. Well, that kind of worked. Sort of. Am I on a... I'm on draw region, right? Maybe I just literally can't reach it. You know what's also too short? Apparently my rat body. I just joined the house is looking cool. Thank you. I think it looks very epic if you ask me. I don't know why I chose this corner, to be honest, but I'm so glad that I did, because it just has, like, the perfect vibes for my house. And then right here, I'm gonna make, this is gonna be where another door is. I think it needs to be, like, one more right here. How thick am I making these doors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll stick to 8, just in this one case, because I think it's... Yo, thank you so much for 3 months! Just because I think it's important to, I think it's important to, okay, Okay, I can't do that. Oh no. Is there anyone who can get him? Oh. That's serious. Wait, is this the right height? It is. I don't even know where the blue room is. I also cannot see. I'm gonna place my lantern back down. The light is very helpful. Okay, and then this is gonna go... And I'm gonna just, like, cut it back until it doesn't... I don't hit my head on it. There we go. Well, I'm gonna make it, like, just a bit smaller. I think that's good. That's a good point where I don't hit my head. Classic rat L, yeah. Okay. Then from here... I need... Do I have scaffolding? Oh, I do! This is so perfect. This is just what I need to, like, be able to reach all the areas. Wait, can I... I literally just can't reach that. Okay, let me... You go. Okay, and then I'm gonna make sure I'm on draw region. Maybe this is not the way to go. Gnawing into things in this game is very difficult. Maybe I just break these blocks? Maybe it's better to just fill them? Like, maybe it's better to just fill them as whole blocks? I don't know. I think I'm just making everything worse. Can I even break these? Here. Update. I can't. Waited all day to cry. Now I'm here, my eyes are dry. Ooh, come on, Sif. Did that make it a whole block? Nope. Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Okay, wait, let's try connected plane. Oh. Oh, of course, and I fill it with the wrong thing. Okay. We'll do this, and we'll do R next replace. Okay, I think that made a whole block again. Oh. So now I can break this, right? Like, as whole blocks. Okay. I need to do that right here, too. This is big business. Big, ooh! And then I need to turn replace off. And then I just need to do yonk. And that makes it a whole block too, so I can get rid of that. This seems very complicated. Yeah, it definitely is, to some degree. A bit complicated, one might say. But you know what? The end result seems so worth it. Okay. Olive asking if they can mess with the wires. Are you crazy, dude? Maybe I don't want a roommate. Slash J, I take it back. How can a rat make this type of epic sweet house? Okay, I'm just a very advanced species of rat, chat. And you just gotta trust my ability to be a little guy that can build. I'm just trying to make the oof. There we go. Okay. So now we have this up here. That's like a thing that exists. And I think I can get rid of these middle pieces. I hope I can get rid of these. Yeah. Good builder rat. You're the best builder rat. Thank you. Thank you very much, chat. You have no idea how much it means to me to be the best builder rat. Wait, now I gotta get it back. I'm making a very tall ceiling. I just like the openness, you know? Okay. And then I guess these are next, which is scary. Oh, shoot. They're stairs. You know what? I'm sure no one will know. Whew. That was terrifying. I'm sure no one will notice if I replace a few of them. Of course, I would prefer not to just die. Right there. Oh, this building stuff is some tricky business. Okay, so I need actual bricks. Okay, and then I wish I had better tools than just wooden tools. Oh, okay. And then this is gonna get broken. Cool. I did it. I did the thing that I needed to do. Now I just need to get some bricks, and I'm gonna put it on draw region. Sniff literally breaking the actual foundation of the house? No, I'm not. I promise you. It's big brick. You know, I'm just a rat that can chew through some brick. You know? It's fine. Oh, it's not fine. People are getting trapped. I wonder what they're trying to do. Because, like, I don't want to sound rude, but, like, why would they purposely put themselves here? The big guys. You know, the big ones. The human people. I guess I could technically make it only one block, like, ceiling, but it just feels like so sad. Why would I do that when I could instead make this very tall room? Okay, I feel like I need to put away some of my blocks. Can I even open this? Ooh. Server lag moment. Okay, chat. We are on a mission to go get that chain right there. Okay, so there's that. Whew. Oof. That's very unpleasant. You know, wait, why am I trying that? Woo! Okay. This is really hard. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna break this. Okay, and then I can... Ah. Ooh. Okay. I can fall from that height, apparently. So now what I can do to make this, like, feel really cool and elegant is I can place this right here. And then I can grab this And I can bring it over here. I think that's cool. Do you guys think I should move it over one so it's not so close to the balcony? I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that. Who is Snifferish? I am. I am Snifferish. I might move the entire room over one, so... Why can't I put this here? Oh, I'm just not tall enough! Every time I'm like, how come I can't put this here? And it's literally because I'm just not tall enough. Okay, now I need to build like little rails because there's no way in hell I'm like just leaving this like this. Someone is going to fall and then they're going to blame me and I don't really want that. So let me do draw region. I think, let's see, I think that's a good railing height, like right about to where our hands are. So that's what, 4 up? Wait, I think I can do, if I do R and then I do cube and I do small. Look at me go. I am already learning how to use this. Except I messed up. Okay. Whew. Like, look at that. It's so cute. A small rat in big buildings. That's the thing, is this building is huge. I'm just purposely trying to make it really big. Because I want to have a very elegant house. A very nice house because my rat grew up in the woods. And maybe my rat didn't have the finest things, but now my rat has an opportunity to have finer things. And I think that my rat just wants to take that. I also have access to unlimited resources. Pretty much. I mean, it's technically limited, but there's just so much of it. Can you really say that it's limited? In comparison to just how much there is and how many of us there are. Okay, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna build one whole rail across. Like this. You can still walk over it, which isn't good. But, you know, I think I'm just gonna expect people to have common decency. Not to climb over the rail. I don't know if I can trust that though. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Someone might fall over, but it's fine, right? Right? If someone falls over, it's like not my fault, right? I think so. I hope so. I also just realized that right here is where the wall goes, so oops. I think for the ceiling up here, I'm gonna take this right here. Here, let me get. I'm gonna do like a strip like that. Yeah. And then I'll keep the... I'm gonna need more green wool, aren't I? I really chose a color that I couldn't keep. Did I? If they fall, it seems like a them... yeah. What is the inspiration for Snifferish? I don't know. I was very young when I made the name, so I honestly don't remember at this point what it's even, like, for. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, chat. I think... I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, I should go try to find some more materials. I mean, could that potentially be a very dangerous task? One that I might regret? Well, yes. But I'm getting to that point where I'm starting to think that I'm gonna need more wool, which is, you know, I don't want to give up on my green walls. They're very important to me. Here, I'll see how much of it I can do. Okay, well I could do that much at least. And then I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit back by adding some trims. Oh, it's not on draw region. I was like, how come it's not working? Of course, I accidentally broke my house, which is, you know, completely normal. Something I've been doing a lot of lately. You know, building when you're tiny is really hard. I just want to say that. I mean, I think we all know that at this point, but I really just dug straight through there. Oh my god. I'm a good house owner. Just keep that in mind. Okay, see, this is cute. Oh, I did not realize that I really just went ham. I really just destroyed a bunch of stuff. Okay. Oh, I just keep over-clicking. I swear it's not me, chat. I swear. It's literally the mod itself. It just over-clicks everything and destroys things it doesn't need to. Maybe building on the server while a lot of people are here is not the best idea, but it's fine. Okay. And then build that. I think that's and I'll make more of it like right there. But you know, it's a little green. It's a greenhouse. Get it? I'm not funny. Okay, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna bring these guys. I'm gonna put these guys in here. I'm gonna put anything that I feel like I don't need. I'm gonna take my chisel, actually. I don't want to leave my chisel. I think... I got my food, too. I think that this should be enough to go exploring. What do we think? So if opinions on the color cyan, I like cyan. This is very nice looking so far. My little rat house. My little balcony. Okay. Has anyone found a better way to get out of the rat house yet? That's my question. What is this? Maybe I should actually just take a second to see what people have built. Because I feel a little bit behind on any developments that have been made. Olive said that they had an office in mid tower? Oh my god. Is this the office? Oh, I can't get through there. Ooh, that must be for one of the smaller rats. Hello? What is this? What is this?
This is the beginnings of a trash can, but given that we are very short on varieties here, I thought I would just make the trash can the trashiest it could possibly be. So it's a bit of a mix. It's a bit of a mix of things.
I mean, it's interesting, I'll give you that.
That's what I go. Honestly, Trash Rat's an interesting guy, so I think this suits him perfectly.
Is this for the New Yorker rat?
Yeah,
Northern England, I think.
No, he's definitely a New Yorker, 100%.
Oh,
That
okay.
accent's very distinct.
Well, do you know the best way to get out of the basement?
To get out of the basement?
I mean, out of the attic.
Oh, out of the attic. You probably want to go this way. There is. I'll show you this one just quickly, just so you've got it for reference. So you can go through here. Let me get a torch real quick.
Yeah, I
you've
have
got a
seen
torch.
this one, but this one is scary.
Yeah, that one takes you into like the maid's room. That one's tricky. The main way that everybody goes in and out is just over here, so it's on like the opposite corner.
Yeah, it's the bathroom. Okay.
Yeah, that's that one.
Wait,
I'm
where
not
is it?
aware of any other exits just yet. This way, look.
Oh, sorry, I get a bit lost.
It's alright. It's a big attic, to be fair. There it is.
Oh, perfect.
Now I have
Oh,
a little staircase. Oh,
I'm okay. Wait, so who made the
safe
little
out there.
staircase?
I made half of it, and I think somebody tidied up the top half.
Thank you.
No worries. Bye.
That makes things a little bit easier, doesn't it? Ooh. Okay. I'm here to look in the chests for more interesting blocks. I remember there being a chest in the dining room. Okay, just gotta be careful. Oh my god. Jesus. Is this a somebody gnawing here? I gotta be careful. I don't have a lot of food. Oh, really? Really, sir? You have to be right there, just as I'm about to go out. Looks like we're going this way. Oh, okay. I will be walking away. Why are all the doors closed? Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, this is just where I was. Oh god, I'm not very good at climbing. Okay. Ooh! A shell, a compass, and gold? Is this a shulker box? I think I heard of those. Oh, books for Olive, that's good. Not to be weird, but who keeps a cage next to their bed? Start thinking these. Should peek around a bit more. You won't see me, I think. Yeah, he's all the way over there. I'm fine. I gotta be careful running. I'm gonna use up all my food. Anything interesting? I feel like I should start keeping track of what doors are open when. I was very recent. What is this? Is this one of the closed rooms? Oh god. Luckily I don't think she can hear me that well. I'm making a book for it. Oh. Spyglass. Another compass? Where does she go? Oh, I put myself in a very awkward situation, haven't I? So, the way out is over there, and... Okay, just go, 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 go. Okay. I'm just gonna pop back into here, and you never saw me. How about that? Jesus Christ, jump scare every single friggin' time. Okay. Oh, that scared me. Thank you. Thank you so much for the sub. My little rat self appreciates it greatly. I'm just trying to see if I can find any secret tunnels. I feel like that's the most helpful thing to know in this house, especially since it can let you get into rooms when they are closed. Any chests over here or anything like that? Maybe I should head downstairs for a bit. I don't know where everyone else is. I'm gonna need more food at some point. Okay, there's the grandpa, but I don't think he'll see me from here.
Many humans.
No, it's actually nighttime right now, so they're all asleep.
Oh, there's one over there.
Time for the rat
Hello,
uprising. Tubbo.
hello, rats. That is like my friend Snifferish, but not.
Hello, rat. That's like my friend Tubbo, but not.
Yeah, me when I'm a rat. Yeah, I'm a rat. Squeak, squeak, motherfucker. Let's go.
Do you guys have any food?
Squeak, squeak.
This man's unhinged.
Yeah, I do actually. We just got a bunch.
She's
Thank
got
you. I'm just
Please,
Whoa.
please.
I'm just continuously hungry at this
I'm
point.
starving. What kind of life is this? Where's the
Thank
pizza?
you, thank you.
Oh, I just grabbed it with my grabby hands. My bad.
Thanks.
Ooh. Olive needs ink. Where would I find ink? A library, maybe? I feel like that's a pretty good place to find ink. Yeah, let's see if I can get up there. Ooh. Okay. Bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, Olive's gonna be so happy. Holy shit. Okay. I gotta see if I can find other, I don't think there's a person in here, alright? Wait, what's that? Oh? What is this? I wish. Okay. Whew. I don't even know how to write. I just grabbed it for Olive. Soul lantern, paper. This thing tells me that this bottle of experience is going to be really helpful at some point. Whoa. Holy shit. I mean, like literally rat shit. What the? Oh my god. This place is insane. Whew. Dude, the family that lives here must be like stinking rich at this point. This is crazy. Let's see. I'm so glad they gave me more food. Oh, I don't want them to know I was here. I hope there's something good up here, because this is a hefty climb. Holy squeak. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Just... wow. Okay, so this door is not open. Oh, come on. I was so excited. I feel like there's gotta be a way in there. You know? Maybe I am wrong. I just think it'd be really cool if there was, you know? Oh wait, is there a chest over there that I didn't catch? Oh no, I think I'm just seeing things. I really did thought I saw a chest. The button doesn't work. I've tried it before. It's a doorknob, but I can't. I'm not strong enough to open doors. Okay. Well, there was more of the house over here. Look, I'm just excited I got a book and quill for Olive. I think that's going to be a great, like, getting to know each other roommates gift, so... more books. A very ominous cage. Not creepy at all. Looks like someone's been here. Oh no. Where's the blue room? That's a good question. Are you telling me the room with the giant person?
I can save my fellow rat from captivity? No, I don't think so.
Let me die.
I don't think I will save you. No.
You really should.
No. Oh, okay, I'll save you. Have freedom. Have freedom. Freedom for a fellow rat. Freedom for a fellow rat. Yes. Rat time.
Oh my god.
Oh, is that a rat that sounds awfully like my good friend Snifferish from building in Minecraft?
Hey.
Hey.
Do you want a compass?
What's
I
up?
have so many of them.
Can I
also
have a spyglass?
Here's a... You want my spyglass? You can have my...
would like it.
You can have my spyglass.
I'll trade you a sword for a spyglass so you can kill the other rats.
I have a sword.
No, please don't kill
Wait,
the other rats.
wait.
No, I don't want to kill the other rats.
Wait, why can't we kill the other rats?
I don't want... You don't want to.
Hey.
Oh my god.
I'm a rat murderer! I will be supreme leader! I will be a supreme leader!
You just rescued the guy.
Now, but I will find... Oh, this is copyrighted music. My bad. Sorry, guys.
We can't hear.
Okay.
Please.
Actually, have you guys seen any like green wool?
Oh, that's so
Green
crazy how they did
wool,
that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's my very...
The fleas. Wait,
Yeah.
no, the fleas that have the plague.
Oh,
You just get trapped
a
again.
fellow rat has been trapped. Hello, fellow rat. Okay, I will say. Okay. Let's do some negotiation. No other rats interfere, please, other rats. Otherwise, there
Hey,
will be
I'm the
consequences.
negotiator here.
Oh,
No,
fine.
let me do some talking. All right. So,
Like, I need to go find my building stuff.
Rat, human.
Oof.
Oh, okay. Well, the plot thickens. The plot thickens.
I hope you...
I heard it just.
So, what is in it for me, fellow rats, if I let you free?
I'll give you.
I won't slaughter you when you let me out of this cage if you actually just let me out.
That's a good deal. Take it.
No, you're aggressive, and for that, you will die for that. Because you don't...
no.
Rule one of Stockholm... Oh, shut up.
Yeah, screw you, Tubbo.
Shut up.
Tubbo,
Right,
let's
that's
go
it.
to the
This-
negotiator.
this one has
Set
to
it on
die.
my pod.
Whoa.
Battle in the cage! Cage fight! Cage fight with the other rats! Cage fight with the other rats!
Stop!
Get back it!
I have gifts for people and I need to deliver them.
Yeah.
Go to the attic.
I just
Yeah, we
gave
should
you
probably
a
go.
spyglass and you're trying to kill
Probably
me.
go to the attic. Yeah.
It's rat time. It's rat time.
I still got some... Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh god. That's terrifying.
Wait, how did you get go through
Oh
mine?
no, she's literally guarding it.
Oh, get out of here, man.
She's on the table. The coffee
There's
table.
two of
There's
them.
two in here.
Please.
It's just a...
No, Toby, run!
Oh my god. What is going on?
Go, 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 go.
I have no idea.
She's back. She's
Tubbo.
back.
Thank you, Shovel.
Oh god, there's the two of them are back. There's two
Just
of them
stay under
again.
the chair.
Listen,
Dude, I just,
people.
oh,
People
she
not
just
taking
like
that.
teleported there.
Ma'am, can I punch her feet?
I wouldn't.
That's a
I
good
wouldn't
idea.
Try.
Dude, I just wanted to get some wool. Like,
Go.
Oh, I have like. Oh wait, no, I.
Do you have
lost
green
it.
wool?
Oh, the laundry room. Laundry room.
Where's the laundry room?
Laundry room.
The thing that we were at, like we.
Oh,
we-
yeah.
Where we slept. Yeah.
Like a
But
laundry.
how do I get there?
Shelby, do you want to go to
the?
the attic?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd love to see where all the rats is sleeping.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
watch
go.
out! The maid is here. The
Oh.
maid is there.
God. She's not looking. She's not looking.
I love being so small.
We're going to the attic.
Do you want me to
Go to
head
the
towards where the
I
maid
don't
is?
want to go to the act. Yeah, run into the maid.
Oh,
No.
God. Oh,
Oh.
God. Ah!
I can't fit under there.
Oh, I can't fit in there either.
Run.
I'm supposed to be the smallest.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
This is a place.
That was
Oh my
way too
god.
close, Sniff.
Well, you're the one that wanted me to walk in front of her.
Well, don't do that.
She's right there.
Oh!
Back up, back up, back up, back up.
Oh man, this is like a horror movie.
This is really. Oh, God. Don't do that. Don't do that. She can get closer.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my lord.
You're going to rat hell for that.
If they keep seeing us, are they gonna get an exterminator?
Rel? Okay, let's go.
Oh.
Ah!
Never mind. Shelby, I came to save you. Come
She
this
doesn't
way.
see me. Okay.
It's attic time.
Run
Yeah,
along.
except I got to go to the laundry room, wherever that is.
We could go to
Yeah,
the
we're going to the
laundry
laundry room.
attic. How do you even know where you are in this place? Is so
Laundry room.
I feel like we got to make a map or something.
Where the rats?
Yeah, I think Owen might.
boing.
Where the rats?
Okay.
Where the rat?
Didn't,
I'm gonna turn all my food up.
Isn't it,
No,
the chutes?
I
The
make
chute
the
for the
rules.
laundry room is down
Well,
here, I
actually
think.
make the rules. Yeah, it's down here.
Whee!
Wait.
Yeah, it's right here.
I'm sliding down the wall.
Oh. Boom.
Woo!
Boom.
I need some green wool.
Okay, I think there's wool here. Oh, green. There you
Yay!
go.
Give me no.
Wool
Get,
in the
who took the
laundry room.
green?
I don't know. Who would do such a heinous thing?
Please, please. I gave you the spyglass. Come on, man.
Well, it depends. What kind of terms are we on?
Okay, well, I literally did nothing to you, and then you threatened to kill me, so... Oh, this place was not open yesterday.
Yeah, I think we should be very careful here because it might lock on us and we'll be trapped here for all of eternity.
Oh.
You know, sometimes the doors lock and.
Look!
We'll
Is
be
there anything? Is there anything I can do
Yeah.
to I have food. I have shells. I have a shulker shell.
I'll trade
You
you
really
a
want that
shulker
green wool.
shell for a green wool.
Okay, here you go.
3, 2, 1, go. Epic.
What?
So
this
what are you
isn't
gonna
the
give
right
me?
place.
Just don't. A fistful. That's what.
I want the diamond
Please
armor.
don't.
I want the rat diamond armor.
I don't think you can break that.
have rat diamond armor.
I want the rat diamond armor. How do I get in there? How do I get? Can I?
No,
can
don't. I would not.
Oh.
Break,
Mm. Oh, there's like nothing in these chests. Hmm. Ooh. Ooh. What is this? Fold to Tommy mat? Hmm. Cage. Interesting.
Oh no.
Oh my
Wait,
God!
there's stairs, guys, there's stairs. There's stairs over here.
The stairs. Oh, good.
Oh.
At least I think.
Okay. Yeah. On the.
Uh-oh. So bad news.
Where did the
Those
stairs go?
boys.
Oh, nowhere.
Well, it looks like they,
Oh, we
don't...
can't
We
get
are
up
locked
there.
in.
We
Hello,
are locked in.
fellow rats.
We're locked in.
Yay.
No, there's gotta be like a, something.
Got locked in there for 3 days.
Can I-
Almost dark. Oh, I heard something plop. Oh, whoa.
There's a bunch of tools here.
I want this one. How'd you do that?
I don't know. I don't know how I got it. It just gave it to me.
Oh, I need the shovel. Give it. This is. What?
How'd you get it?
I think I just actually broke. Oh, I can't put the item frame back. Oh, this is bad.
No, you're okay.
I'm getting rid of the evidence, but the shovel's mine.
I think you can put it in there now.
No.
No.
Understood. Understood.
This is mine.
Oh, I love me some iron tools.
I love me a shovel.
Yeah.
What's a barrel?
Shovel
Look at
sounds
this
like
tiny house.
shovel.
Oh, I wish I could fit in here.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
Oh.
Oh, I'm getting
Even we're not
ideas
that
for
small.
my house. Yeah, I wish. This is probably a bug house.
I'm in fact taking this head though.
There you go.
Oh, did you collect it? Sorry.
So I've got grabby hands. I was the first to wake up.
Oh, that's
I fully
fine.
plan on stealing things. I just haven't decided what's worth it yet.
See, I just want to steal everything. I think it's something. I think it's mental illness, if you ask me.
We've got to be careful with how much we steal, otherwise the people will notice.
I know that, but sometimes
blame
it's
it
just
on
it's like
cover.
I get like this like compulsion, and I'm like, if I need to take this, otherwise I'm gonna.
That's a very rat compulsion of you to have.
There's a thing here.
Well, actually, I'm half mouse, so maybe you need to be careful.
You are?
Is your mom or your dad a mouse?
Yeah, it's my mom.
Wow.
Probably that's crossbreeding is probably why I'm a little bit messed up in the head, but that's okay.
Oh no! No, it's rat ethics. No.
Were they also related?
No, they're just different species. Though my cousins, they
How would
actually.
they be related? How would they be related?
Oh, my cousin. Oh yeah. wait.
Anyways, we don't have to talk about my family tree.
What
It's
else
fine.
can I steal? Look at that tiny tree. I want that.
That's so pretty.
Tiny.
I can't believe I'm saying this. My inventory's so full.
Oh yeah. Do you have
Yeah,
like,
there's-
a place to put your things?
Wait,
Whoa.
are there backpacks or something that we can make?
I don't know.
Rat sacks?
Rats.
Rat sacks,
There's gotta be like
knapsacks.
another way out of here.
There might be. There may well be because there usually is like.
Yeah, there's normally like. Here, wait. Okay. Okay, not up there. Wait. That's do I have a block? That's a face guy. Ooh. Thank you for the raid. I need a block or something. Okay, wait. Idea. I'm gonna make some wool. I don't know where everyone went.
There's beautiful cupboards in the attic.
Oh
my
my
god! We
God.
won't get interrupted. Oh my god!
Hey,
you have a
how
sword.
did they get a shiny? How did they get that? If not by stealing.
You can collect
I might
iron.
have stole things.
How?
Oh,
How
no.
do I?
Okay.
I found it in a chest to be
Okay.
very fair.
Before we
Look at this
steal-
jar
okay.
of goo.
Oh
Wait,
my
but
God,
guys.
Good job
Oh my
for the
God.
team.
You can make jelly sandwiches.
Good job for the boys.
For the boys, good for the boys. Go up
Good
for
for
the
the-
boys.
good
Get
for the
gooey,
boys.
boys.
What if instead
Goo
of
for the
stealing
boys.
things, I
Get
just
gooey.
move them to different places and make them think the house is haunted?
That is an excellent idea, Rat
if-
Shovel.
what-
I
what
want
Wait,
you
you
to
could
help.
actually scare the little kid. You could scare the
Ooh.
I
son.
would love to do that specifically.
I'm just saying
Get
there's
gooey.
gotta be another way out of here. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, well, there.
Come on. I refuse to believe that this is the only. What the frick? What the hell?
Oh my god, there's alcohol. I love alcohol.
I mean, me too, but not... This is excessive. This is like what my dad used to drink.
Oh.
Wait.
Stuff,
Ooh.
right? This is your thing.
Wait. Okay, if I go this way... I mean, I'm in some... I don't think there's a way...
It.
I don't think there's
moving parts.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
You want to get squished.
Maybe I do want to get squished.
I think we should go back.
Yeah.
It will open. Not quite yet. We don't
I have a gift for Olive and I wanted to give it to them.
Oh. They'll be around.
Yeah. I'm just worried they will go to sleep or something before I can give it to them.
All right, let's wait for the door.
We'll wait for the door.
Let's wait for the door. We shouldn't be here for too long.
Yeah. I'm just impatient.
Oh, what's that?
It's see, this is what I keep looking. Wait.
This is a way out.
Oh no, I think this is not supposed to be part of the build. Actually, it's not supposed to be part of the build. Please.
Okay. It's not a canonical way out.
Not a canonical way out. Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
There's got to be a canonical way out somewhere. Oh, are you okay?
Ah. It should be open soon.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We should just sing instead.
Okay, I'll start. I've got a deal with destiny.
A
bargain with fate. This deal is bound to profit me as long as this fool takes the bait. Bum 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 bum.
I just feel like there would be more ways, you know?
Yeah, he sings. He also likes... Scott's Major probably likes musicals, like Scott's Major. But Rat.
Who's Scott's Major? Scott Major.
He's a squeaking rat. He's a squeak. I've heard legends of him from the shelves. Legends of him from the shelves.
Wow.
The shelves.
Shelves of what?
More,
the shelves of starvation with shovel.
Oh.
Oh.
That's not very good if you're starving.
I'm here. Wait, what happened?
I was just telling about the legends of the shelves of starvation we survived.
You starved?
Yeah, on the shelves.
Oh. So that's what happened.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens to the best of us. You know, sometimes you gotta
Where are you guys from?
I'm from the starvation shelves.
Well, I mean, before the starvation shelves.
So guys, we technically can't climb back out of the chute because the door's closed.
Humans. Now I'm here.
Oh my god.
How long until the door opens, do you think?
Yeah, I want to get through. Let me out, please. Let me in,
No, I
please.
got it. Now that I realize there's
Oh my god,
it
it's
worked!
open!
How did you do that?
I knocked the door down! I knocked the door down!
What did you, how?
What can I say? I got rat in the bones. Rat bones.
Rat in the bones.
How
Do
I
rats
get
have
out of
bones?
here?
You gotta use your climbing.
What kind of question is rat have bones? Does rat have bones? Bro, do you have brain cells?
No.
Okay, we should really get out now.
If I can get out.
You
can get
probably
out.
shouldn't. You should stay down there.
You gotta
It's
just,
probably
yeah,
best.
it's a bit tricky. You gotta stick to the bottom of that.
You don't wanna go all the way
Oh.
up there, though. That's not possible.
Is that not possible?
No, you just gotta go. You gotta go up to this bit, and we'll leave.
I can't get out. I can't, guys. I'm struggling.
Who's laughing now,
I've
buddy?
accidentally placed down a chocolate pie.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing so
a
hard.
chocolate pie has appeared. Oh, and now it is gone.
You've now destroyed the entire thing. That's right. You got it. Nice. Now I'm down.
It's heckin' rat apple.
It's
Let's get out of
heckin'
here. Leave him in there.
climbing.
Oh
Okay,
my
where are we going?
God.
Let's go. Go to the attic or the loft.
The attic.
because I'm
Over
not
here,
American.
over here, over
Okay.
here.
Ooh.
Leave him.
The
Leave him
loft.
behind. We don't need him.
Yeah.
It's okay.
The things
Is
I
this
would do
it
to
here?
just
Wait, what
be
is that? What?
in the attic right
Oh,
now.
That's the secret tunnel.
Oh well, it's invisible for me.
Oh.
What if I want to I won't explore more. I'll just go.
This way.
Oh, excellent.
Wait, where are you guys?
Watch out for the butt.
Does this lead to the
Secret
attic?
tunnel.
They're going down again. And
watch
they're
out,
under the
Butler.
floor. How do you? Oops.
I don't.
tunnel.
Oh!
Oops.
Oh, I'm going back to the attic. I need to find Olive.
Okay.
Should we go to the attic?
I'm going with you guys to the attic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave
Oh,
those
it's
boys.
daytime.
One of them's
Okay.
probably
There'll be
not
more
making it
people.
back out.
Probably. We'll go help if they need it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then
Stairs
it's
is the hard
the
part.
bathroom is this way, I think.
Yeah, it's down there on the left. Watch out, because there's usually a person.
I got it. No person, see? And then it's like
Sorry, I'm eating cheese. That's why I sound
These
like I'm
things are
eating
invisible
cheese.
for me.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
There's stairs along the sides. Do you not see them?
No.
Okay, maybe it's just like a little. So
Chisel and bits are invisible.
just if you try and follow my.
Oh, I see.
can just
The
walk up.
outline.
Yeah. It might just need a little bit of tweaking on your end, but it's fine. Oh, Appo's been captured.
I knew it.
oh
wanna-
shoot. Do you think Toby? Do you think Toby's got it? Holy shit! What happened here? Okay, I gotta find Olive. Hello? 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 Hello?
Wait, hello?
Hello? Hello?
Who is that?
Oh, hi. Have you seen
Hello.
Olive?
You literally just missed them.
Where did they go?
I'm pretty certain that they went with Scott this way.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Back downstairs?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I feel like maybe if one of you just stays still, you'll eventually come across them.
Okay, well, if Olive comes looking for me, then I'm in my house, or our house, technically now, I guess.
I don't think they know where you live. Earlier on, they
Well-
were going, where is Sniff Corner? And they had no idea.
Well, I mean, well, then they came to my house, and now they're gonna live with me, so I think they know where we
Oh.
are.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's alright.
Wait, what is this? Is this like a rat?
Yeah, just for context, this is Akko and Oliver's, like, law firm, I guess?
Oh, yeah. Do you know where everyone else lives? I'd love to, like, get the layout.
Genuinely, I haven't a clue. I think Crow, if you
there
go
seems-
up these...
Yeah, there seems to be someone living up there.
Yeah, I think Crow and Owen are both living up there. Crow actually lives on the far end, so, like, going towards that window, they live in a little hole in the wall over there.
Wait, there's someone over here. This looks like a... Oh my
It's a
god!
really cute little house.
Wow. This
The
is
entire block has
adorable.
vanished from the side here. Oh, is this a little... I think this might be a little lavatory.
Eh.
Little toilet in there.
Little toilet. Well, and then...
Yeah, I think it's humble beginnings still, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I know where... my house is in the corner, if anyone asks.
Which corner? This corner over here?
No, it's this way. It's like in this... There's like an elbow over here. Like... It's this corner.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, what did you do with this staircase in the end? Did you burrow into the wall in the end? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Oh, this is really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this is great.
I have to build some rooms now. This is just the entryway, so...
Yeah. Holy. This is
I am...
great. Good job.
I like chisel bits. It's fun.
I've never used it before. I've been struggling to make a trash can. I'm nearly there.
Well,
Literally almost
I'm
finished.
struggling with like just like in general, like the layout, the interface, because I'm not used to it. I'm used to a different one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, good luck
You've
with
got
your
a balcony
house.
and everything. Oh,
Careful, it's
my.
really dangerous out there. You could fall.
What do you mean fall like this?
Oh,
I'm
oh my
joking.
god. That's not funny. You know, I lost a sister that way.
Really? Oh, yikes.
Well, you see, when you have like 6 dozen sisters, it just kind of happens.
Yeah, I guess it's just probability, isn't it?
Yeah. I've seen a human walking in the garden. You know, you could see him over there.
Wait, where?
You see him right there. He's on the path.
Oh, yeah.
But there's probably food down there, so I think about it a lot.
Yeah, I think until we've got a reasonable way back into the house. There was a drafty window. There was a cracked window at one point.
Did you just block out the...
No, wasn't that always there? I went to limbo to get out initially.
Oh, someone must have put that there so that the...
Oh, jeez, how do I do this? I don't know how to use-
I'm too tall. Okay, wait, let me try.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, what's happening?
Things are breaking.
Is that okay? Hold on.
Okay, wait, we'll just leave it at that and not break
Okay.
anything else.
Oh my god.
Thank
Right,
you.
well, this is giving me something to aim for. This is incredible.
Thanks.
I will be coming back soon for sure.
Okay.
Bye.
It was terrifying, holy shit. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, chat. I got a text. Okay. Oh, this is broken everywhere. You know, I'm just gonna leave it for now. I'm gonna focus on the things that I need to get done. Okay. And then, do I have any? I need more space. Yeah, I'm gonna put that there. I'm just gonna steal like one of the barrels from over here. It's not like the most efficient storage, but it works for now. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. I'm glad that Oppo was saved. Wait. Okay, Scott did save him. Good. L. Okay, that's jungle planks, and so I'm gonna take this, place this here. I'm gonna replace this. And place this here. And then hopefully I can get, like, this. No, that's too much. Okay. Oh, lag. But I think that makes it line up better with what's going on right here. Yeah, see? It looks so much better. Okay. And then we're just gonna burrow into here, I guess. Is this even a block? I'm like trying to figure out what this is before I burrow into it. Oh, it's nice that they got rescued. Or he got rescued, sorry. Sorry, my mom keeps texting me. Okay. Y'all be nice. We're just joking. It's fine. Okay, let's see if I can... Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about getting rid of this and just expanding it to the edge here. I feel like that would make it look really nice. I feel like I just gotta utilize all of my space too. Why not? Why not make it just look like it's the biggest house ever and I'm the coolest person ever and yeah. There we go. And then, wait, that's not gonna be the right thing. And then this is the jungle plank. No block is being targeted. Well, I'm sorry. And then we're gonna do R. Ooh, this is so hard. It just keeps giving me errors. Okay. And then... You know, this is a lot harder than it looks. I'll give it that. Olive is in the attic, I think. Oh, I'm gonna go look for them real quick. Oh, ooh, ooh. People. Hello?
Can
Wait.
you see all of the things now?
Yeah, I fixed it. Now I can see the
Yay.
stairs.
You don't notice your lesbian flags.
Oh. Oh. Olive!
Hello, hi.
Oh my
I was
God.
being threatened. We
I found
Oh, you two finally found one another.
Oh
You've
my
both
God.
asked me about 3 times where each other is, and you've never found one another.
Well,
I'm
actually,
hiding behind you, Sniff.
why?
You can't trust that man. You can't trust that man. We gotta go.
What?
We gotta go.
Wait,
You
He's
can't
helped.
trust me.
He's helped me
No.
so many times, though.
I know. I'm a saint. Did you ever find that clock in the end?
Oh yeah, it was in my house.
Oh,
Wait, you
yeah,
have a
because I put
clock?
it there. I put it there.
do.
I had it
That's
this
so
whole time, and I
important.
put it there.
Wait,
Gotcha.
it's important.
Yeah, because the
Wait,
doors.
did you really?
Yep.
The
Martin, did you wait? Did you really have the clock and put it there?
I did the whole time.
Wait, was that
That was an
Clock.
epic prank.
good? Good. Yeah, you know what? Another favorite prank of mine was when you murdered me.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good prank, Martin.
Yeah, I was poking fun at the new kid. I just poked a little too much.
Yeah.
Look how you're making a house for Ollie before you make a house for yourself.
What can I say? I'm a selfless guy.
Sniff,
Honestly,
let's
I
go
did it
look at
more
my
out of
clock.
pity. We found his diary today. He was a sad rat.
Wait, so it's a real clock.
Yeah. Come see.
I don't think you understand how huge that is.
Wait, why is it huge? I mean,
Because
it is a big clock. It's human.
if anything we've learned today, it's that it closes. The doors close at different times.
Wait, so we can like track what time the doors close, and then we'll know.
Yeah.
Sniff, you're a genius.
And we can
You're
also
so
figure.
smart.
Well, I mean, I don't. Thank you.
You're so smart. You see, you're gonna pick up reading so quickly. This is fantastic. So, what do you propose we do? Should we,
Well, I
like,
don't
keep
know.
the
I
clock
just
with us and
I
like.
think it's an important tool for when you leave the attic.
Oh.
I mean, eventually,
by
I
the
think we
way-
should track which doors stay open during the day and which ones close, and when.
That's a really good idea. So that way we don't get stuck. I got stuck in a bathroom.
Well, I guess it's also
Just
good to
once.
know which
And I was
rooms
starving to
contain
death.
what. I think.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So,
And
by
it-
the way, welcome to the courthouse.
Yeah, is this? I was told by Martin that this is the courthouse.
This is the courthouse. This is where Akko and I do our work. Akko is a poet, and he didn't even know it.
Oh, okay. Wait. Come with me.
Okay.
So I went out looking for ink and green wool because I needed it for the home, and unfortunately, I didn't find ink. But have you been to the library yet?
It's beautiful. I want to
It's
live there.
so
but sadly,
large.
the humans live there, so we can't live there. But it's awesome. Oh,
But
and by the way, the house looking fantastic. Oh my goodness.
I did steal something.
You did? Sniff, this is perfect. Because
Yeah.
you know what? There's this, and then I also have...
You-
I went out on an expedition and I got one too. So we have 2 books now. You see, one of them's empty, right? This one is not empty. So you can practice reading with this one. You
Okay.
see?
Oh,
Oops. Here, no, take that.
lost music. Wait,
You read it, yeah.
it's already got words in it.
So this is a book that you read. So that's a book that you read, and then the other one that you write in. So you can practice reading and writing.
Oh, what is this? Did you find this one with words in it?
Yeah, it was in the maid's room. It's apparently it's not like it's the problem has been solved. Like this book is no longer needed.
Oh,
The other rats got up to something with the maid. But now they said I could keep the book, so now we have the book to work with. Also, if you need food, I got food for you.
Okay. I think I'm good
Do
on
we have
food.
like? Okay,
These are very, very poorly organized. I apologize.
that's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got books now. And I heard that Owen is going to be teaching Scott. Scott how to read, and I'm teaching you how to read.
That's
and apparently
great.
Everyone else is illiterate. Do you want hot cocoa?
Ooh, hot cocoa. What is
Yeah,
that?
Scott gave me hot cocoa.
Isn't chocolate bad for rats?
Oh.
That'll be
Usually,
fine.
but
I'll
we are
take it.
Yeah, there you go. Scott gave it to me, but you can have it because I just
So,
you deserve.
by the way,
something
I
nice
wanted to
for
ask, do
working
you
on
want the
house.
downstairs room or do you want the upstairs room?
Wait,
'cause
I
I'm
thought
gonna-
we're roommates.
Well, we share a house, but we don't have to share a room.
Oh, we're housemates.
Did you think that roommates meant that we lived in the same room? In the...
Yeah.
S-
Yeah.
Oh! But no, that would be crazy if we did that. That would be...
I thought we were gonna be in the roommates though. We can be.
I mean, we can if you want to.
Well,
I can make us like bunk
well-
beds or something, you know?
Well, if it's not too much trouble, like, wouldn't a bunk bed be easier than making two different beds, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if we were to have, the beds be together in the same room, that would be less work for you if you wanted, and then we could be roommates.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then I'll just make this can be like a study or something for you.
An office.
Yeah. We're gonna need a
But
storage room though.
But you see, do you want to be roommates or do you want to be housemates?
Well, I mean, I asked you, and it doesn't bother me. It's less. It's more
Okay.
room to work with.
Okay. All right. Okay. I like the roommates idea. I think that would be
Here, I'll stop holding my sword. I
Sleepovers.
realize that's very menacing.
It's like, let's be roommates, man.
Let's be your roommates.
Let's be roommates. Oh wait, look at that. Look, we have a height difference.
Wait, let me see. Oh my god. It's like our real height difference. It really is, though.
You meet up at TwitchCon and meet Sniff.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is.
Dude, this house looks fantastic. This is awesome.
I'm gonna have to do some. I'm gonna have to let my fleas rest at some point and just build it on my own, cause.
Oh, speaking of fleas, I need to greet some new fleas really quickly.
Ah. Hello, new fleas. Hope you're doing well. Lovely flea in you.
Lovely to flee you.
What was that?
Wait,
What was? Hello?
who is that? Who is crying?
Oh my god!
Hello?
2 FPS! Somebody help!
Can you not handle looking at the house?
Somebody help!
Turn your settings down, bro.
Is he all right?
You don't need to look at the slideshow.
Apple, who?
He's not doing well right now.
Is he having a rough first day?
He's having a really rough first day.
Don't take my shit. Look,
Hey.
this is
Some
overwhelming.
milk?
Yeah, can
This
I,
is this is overwhelming.
You will not silence my rat tears. You will not silence my cheese gobbling tears.
All right, you can.
He's having a day.
I'm going
He's
out
having a
on the
day.
roof. I get rat overstimulation. Give me a second. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm ready to comfort the rat problems. Maybe not. Never mind.
No, he's still crying. Guys,
Lovely.
I don't think he's okay.
Well, he can be okay, not okay somewhere else.
What happened to you?
I'm stuck in 2 FPS.
No.
I'm in rat slow motion.
Oh, God.
He's on a Google slideshow right now.
Oh my god.
Sniff's place is really, really cool. Wait, are you guys living together?
Yeah, we're roommates.
Roommate. We're roommates. We're gonna have a bunk bed.
Yeah, it's a bunk bed.
That's adorable. I love your window.
Thank you. I have many windows.
Fantastic. Trouble, have you seen the courthouse?
Yeah, you can come in.
Oh
Can
wait,
I
come in first. Come in. This is so much cooler. Look at this.
Are you
Look at
kidding
it.
me? This is beautiful. You got a balcony? You got an upstairs?
Living it up in here.
This is literally the nicest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's very cottagecore.
You know,
I love this.
the other rats, they were like, oh, well, you live in the woods, so I thought your house would look like shit. Like, what's that supposed to mean?
What does that mean?
What is
No,
that
I'm from
supposed
the
to mean?
streets. My house will look like shit.
I'm from an office.
I bet that's nice.
Thank
I bet they got air conditioning.
Yeah, we have air conditioning in the courthouse.
What's AC? What's that?
It's air that blows on you to make sure you don't overheat.
You know the
It's
wind?
like
Well,
when
isn't
someone blows on you and they go,
aren't you cold though most of the time?
"That's why I got the jacket."
Oh, and the long thing.
Yeah, I get all snuggly, drink some hot cocoa.
I like hot
It's like
cocoa.
being on the streets in New York.
I gave you hot cocoa.
In New York? I've heard of that place before.
Are you from New York?
I'm from the streets in New York. But then I left the city life. I found the pastures out beyond. And then I found this house.
I shipped myself here in a UPS box.
What?
How'd you decide on the address to ship yourself to?
I found a random address in one of my human's letters. The human in the office that I used to live in. He had a bunch of letters. I found one that I liked and I slapped it on the box and now I'm here.
Wasn't that kind of dangerous?
Oh yeah. No, I mean I got shooken around a little bit, but I mean honestly, the most dangerous thing has been living here. I've already been murdered. Watch out for Ollie. Don't trust Ollie.
Oh, Ollie, he's supposed to be my buddy in crime, my New York friend.
No, well, definitely he likes crime.
Oh no.
He
Too
likes
much.
crime. He likes crime.
He is a crime boy, I hear.
He's a crime boy.
Gosh.
But if you would like to see the courthouse, I would
There's a
gladly
murder?
show
That's
it to
such
you. It's
a
in
I would love
Attic
to, just in case he
Central.
kills
Okay.
me. I'm gonna want to sue.
Well, you guys go. I think I'm gonna take a lie down, but thanks
Oh, you
for.
wanna take a lie down?
You have a lovely home.
All right, roommate.
I'll see you
And
tomorrow.
they were roommates.
All right, see you tomorrow, roommate.
Yeah.
We're roommates. We're roommates. Where are you living,
And they
Trouble?
were well, I haven't picked yet, but I think I'm on the far other side of the attic. I found a.
Hello, chat. Hello. Oh, that's the wrong thing I meant to press. I was just going to say, I think I'm going to call it a day here. I've been streaming for 2 hours. I got stuff to do, but I had a really fun time today. It was very, very, very fun. You guys are all amazing. Lots of yay activities going on today in the Rat SMP. So that's fun. Yeah. Is it bye-bye time? It is bye-bye time. I just got here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and do more streams more often because this SMP is literally so fun. You know, it makes me very happy inside and I have a lot of motivation to stream it and you know, that's good. So with that said, I will see you guys for more homosexual Rat SMP gameplay. Yes, soon. I hope you guys have a good day. Mwah.